Welcome to the Business and Wealth Show with your host, Mac Attram. And today I am with Paul Finck, the Maverick business coach. Now, he's been an entrepreneur for many years. He's going to tell you a little bit about his background. We're going to learn from him today. It's a great joy to have Paul here because not too long ago, I was on his podcast. Amazing interviewer, but now he's the guest here. So, Paul, welcome to the Business and Wealth Show.
Max, thank you so much for having me here. Paul Finck, known as the Maverick Millionaire.
There you go, the Maverick Millionaire. Hey, Paul, tell us a little bit about your entrepreneurial journey. How did you get started as an entrepreneur? What were the incidences? What happened?
I was a great student in college, learning to be a social psychologist or a clinical psychologist. Was going through an internship in school, learning to find out about the career and with partial hospitalization program and all this great stuff in being a psychologist, and interviewed people and went, all right, wait, do I want to do another 8 to 12 years of school? Maybe not. Then the second level of the interview was, do I want to be on 24-hour beeper watch? Do I suicide watch? And then the third level of that was, do I want to be making $35,000 to $40,000 a year while I'm doing it? And I quickly started looking at business models, and I graduated with a minor in business with a major in psychology and went into straight commission sales. Much to the chagrin of my parents, I'm sure. After 4 years of college, I've never used my college degree. I went right into building my own businesses as an entrepreneur. Straight commission sales in the medical field, and within 1 year, had my own distribution company with 7 salespeople and have never looked back.
Awesome.
Right? It's now 36 years later.
36 years later, saying, actually, I don't want to be in a job which is not going to give me the money or the lifestyle that I desire. I have something bigger for myself, and this is what I'm going to do. Tell us about the journey. What were some of the big challenges you had in the early days? Because as an entrepreneur, there'll be challenges every week. I know that's given. That's the world we live in. But in the early days, what would have put you off?
Yeah, one of the biggest components is, one, just facing adversity, facing rejection, facing all that. And so in my 20s and even early 30s, it was something I would avoid, and it was something I would shun. And so when things got a little too difficult, I would kind of walk the other way or even run the other way instead of facing it head on. Now I've learned that the road to success is to face things head on, is to understand that the more no's you get in your day, the more money, the more success, the more happiness you're actually going to get. And if you look at any job that there is in the world, the people that get paid the most are the people that manage the most amount of rejection, the people who manage the most amount of no's. And that's really key. And so being able to receive that is key to your success. And that's one of the things I had to learn early on in my career.
That's amazing. So knowing as entrepreneurs, you are going to get lots of no's. As a salesperson, you'll get lots and lots of no's. But what you've turned that, you reframed it and said, actually, no's are part of the game. The more no's I get, maybe I'm getting closer to a yes. Right. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Early on, I'd be hanging out with a bunch of people that were like me. So we were selling the straight commission sales, and I'd be hanging out with straight commission salespeople. And I remember, like, they'd get a phone call. And so they'd get there on their cell phone or on their beeper way back in the day, and they'd get a call and they'd almost curse it out. Like, oh, what a pain in the ass, oh, I'm receiving a call, it basically, like, these calls were interrupting their fun. And I started looking at that going, you do realize the only time that you're creating more opportunity is when those calls happen. Either you're making the call or they're calling you. Only when they're calling you, that's opportunity. And so the idea of shunning it it didn't make any sense to me. And I
Mm.
started recognizing, leaning into my social psychology days, even the concepts of manifestation, the concepts of what you put out there, you get back. And when you readily get excited about calls and pick up the phone as if, well, guess what? You're going to get a lot more of them. And when
Wow.
you pick up the phone with angst, you're going to get a lot more angst in your life and probably a lot less calls. And so
Wow.
that concept of stepping into and getting excited about the people leaning into you, people looking to give you challenges, people looking to say, "Hey, I'm stuck. I need help," which is half objections that happen in your sales process. Half the objections that happen with challenge clients is, "I'm stuck. I need help," but it sounds like they're just complaining, but they're really saying, "I need help."
Right.
And how do you step into that and help them is what gives you all those opportunities. It's what gives you all the success. And recognizing that, getting excited about it and stepping forward rather than rejecting it was really key in my early years.
Superb, superb. Tell us about, so that was the early days. You created this, you created your businesses and you built them up. Tell us about what you do now. What's most of, what's purposeful and meaningful or mission for Paul Finck, the Maverick Millionaire now?
Yeah. So the big transition, I was going along and I talk about adjusting your thermostat. Well, my thermostat was set at, I was $100,000 producer. And when I graduated from college, that sounded like, man, that was great. I'm going to make 100,000. That's what everyone had their dreams set on. And I got to that level and stayed there year after year after year. And most people, if you've been earning the same amount of income for the last 2, 3, 4, 5 years, it's time to reevaluate where your thermostat is set. And so I needed to adjust my thermostat. I didn't even know that I had a thermostat that was set. I just knew I was hitting a ceiling. Then I had a life-changing experience that caused me to really take a look. And that is I built a family.
Okay.
And my wife and I started having children. And in under 6 years, 5.5 years, we had 6 children.
What?
So 6 children,
In five and
3
a half years?
sets of twins.
Okay, here you go. I'm trying to do the maths here. Got it.
So we had 6 children, 3 sets of twins, 6 kids under 6 years old. And I don't care who you are, I don't care where you live, 6 children or a family of 8 costs a little bit more than what my $100,000 was going to produce for me
Got
in
it.
lifestyle and being able to give to my children. And that was a real catalyst. That was a big moment in my life in saying, oops, I did a misstep. I've been sitting there with my thermostat set at a certain level for way too long. And I analyzed, well, what do I need to do to shift that? To start making multi 6 figures, to make 7 figures, to create that magnitude of abundance to build for my family. And that was a catalyst to say, hey, what's that next level look like? And it propelled me in more ways than I could possibly imagine. So
Wow.
now that was 21 years ago, my last set of twins were
Oh,
born.
wow.
And so over the last 21 years, I started looking at wealth building strategies, got into real estate investing, also became a realtor and a mortgage broker, started looking at other avenues on where wealth was built and how to share the information that I was accumulating into my life. And so now I've been coaching people over the last 16 years on how to build wealth, how to create abundance, how to create that lifestyle that you really want. See, so many people like talk about money and just money. Only for me, it's about a lifestyle. It's about being able to travel with my wife and my children. It's about being able to give them the opportunities that would afford them a great life. It's about being the role model for them so that they know what success, happiness, joy really looks like. And so that they could model that for their lives. And now it's 21 years later. I've got two 21-year-olds, two 22-year-olds, and two 27-year-olds.
Wow.
And they're all some of my best testimonials, if you will, because all these methodologies, the processes, the belief systems that created my success, they're living with them on a cellular level.
Awesome.
And they were trained, they were weaned on it, and now they exhibit in their life and manifest it with everything that they do. So it's been a great journey.
Now that's a great testimony to the work that you do, not just talk it or teach it, but actually live it, because your children watch you, whether you like it or not. Our children watch us. They may not listen to you, but they are watching and watching.
Always.
And watching. And they absorb in it, and obviously it continues into that generation. So fantastic work. Well done. Now, I want to ask you a question about wealth here, because you've been teaching people wealth, how to create wealth and abundance and create a lifestyle. What would you say is the number one key for you, the number one key to wealth creation? What would you say? Commitment.
You got to all too many people, and I hear this all. Oh, I want to be a millionaire. And you ask 100 people in a room, every hand is going to raise. Do you want to be a millionaire? Yes. And they all get super excited. The second later, they walk out the door and they do nothing different in their life and expect that the $1 million is going to show up, or the abundance, or anything. So the big component is commit to what you want, and understand that when you commit, it's and I tell people, I lead them through a process of, let's figure out what you want first, put down your goals, write them down. And when you have them written down, they should look like short sentences or bullet points of, this is what I want, this is what I want in things, this is what I want to achieve, this is what I want in my life. Next to each one, I want you to put down, what is your commitment level to getting it, to achieving it, to making it happen? On a scale of 1 to 10, is it a 10 on every one of those line items? And a 10 means that you'll do whatever it takes, morally, legally, and ethically,
right? That
you'll do whatever it takes to make that happen, as long as it takes to make that happen. So you want to get a washboard stomach, and you want to go and really be buff. Right. Well, what's it going to take? Well, it means committing that that's your destiny. That is what you're going to achieve. Well, now you take a look, you reverse engineer it. You say, okay, that means I go to the gym every single day. I eat certain foods every single day. Well, are you going to do that? Or do you take off weekends and holidays? Do you do that for 3 months and then never do it again? You're not going to have the washboard stomach, or at the very least, you're not going to have it for very long.
Absolutely.
Those are the things that people miss. And the same thing happens with abundance and wealth building and building a great life. It's commitment in persistent, consistent behavior over time, doing whatever it takes to create that at a level 10.
10. Right.
Your goal, and you decide, this is what I want. Only so whatever it is, I want a really nice car. I want a Lamborghini. Right. And well, if your desire to have that is like, well, it would be nice. Maybe a 7, an 8, a 9. It's never going to happen.
Right.
There's going to be some obstacles, some blocks, some fear that gets in your way, or you're just going to say, oh, it's a Saturday, it's my day off. And you're going to miss doing the thing that would bring that into your life. And that is what is the Achilles heel for most people.
Level 10, level 10. It makes absolute sense. You know, Les Brown said it. He goes, you got to be hungry.
Yes.
And if it's a level 10, you know, hungry, when I hear Les Brown say that, it's like, that's beyond level 10. That's pushing it. I'm excited to do this. I can see where this is going to, I can see the lifestyle I'm going to create. I can see what my children are going to have. I want to get this. So it's got to be a level 10. I hear you. 9 is suitable.
And
8
and
is not
that's
suitable.
what for me my 6 kids did for me is it propelled me to the level 10 and everything I was doing. Because I looked at them and I knew that A, they were watching me, and B, that they'd like to have food on the table every day, little things.
Of course, yeah.
And yet well beyond that, that I got a seed within me that got planted way back when, to give them that life that they would be proud of, and that they would be proud of the family that they came from and the legacy that was built for them. And that resonated with me for this whole journey. And it's been just amazing to deliver that to them.
Amazing, amazing. Well, good
You know,
work.
one of the things that, and I talk about delivering it to them. I was just taking a look. My children, like, we started talking about travel, and I've traveled with my children since they were small, and traveled all around the country and around the world. And in that, showed them that was what you did. I modeled for them that you travel, you go and explore the world. Living within your 45 minutes of your house is not living. You're missing something. So get out there and travel. Well, now every one of my children has a better passport stamps than I do. Every single one of them have been in countries I've never been.
Right.
And I marvel at that. At 21, 22, 27, they've already understood what it means to explore, to grab hold of and take charge of their life, and to act within, and went forth and made decisions that brought them to places that I've never brought them.
Well, there you go.
That's huge.
That is huge, because, you know, when I'm hearing you say that, at 21, 22, they're doing that. They're out there. You use the word exploring. And one thing I say is that life is one long adventure. It's not for you to just be watching Netflix. No, get out there, breathe the good air, get into the mountains, get on the beaches, get to other countries, experience other cultures, because life is for living. Life is for living.
Here, here.
So on
you
that,
and I are on the same path, and with that, understand that success and abundance. And what I've done with my clients has been the same thing. Is I lock arms with them, and we go the distance. My longest standing client now has been with me 13, 14 years.
Right.
I've got for 9, 10, 8, 6, 5 ongoing clientele that work with me for years at a time. And they do that because we talk about what's the next level, what's the next piece. Whether you're just getting started in entrepreneurism and not sure like where to go, not sure of what path to take, not sure of what model of business to follow.
Got it.
Or if you've already gotten a few years under your belt and then don't know how to break through that ceiling I was talking about before, where you have to adjust your thermostat, you don't even know that you have to adjust it, and you don't know how to get past a certain level. That's where we come in, and that's what I do on a day-to-day basis, is working with entrepreneurs to really build a life for them and a lifestyle that they can be proud of, and that they can participate in to create everything that they want.
So let me ask you this on that.
Hundreds of thousands and the millions.
Absolutely, which is great, and we sense that as well. What stops people then creating that life of abundance, that lifestyle, having the trimmings, having what the world has to offer, having the nice car, having a nice home, having the nice vacations with the family? What stops people going for what they really, really want?
There are tons of things that stop them. However, the desire I was just talking about. So they don't necessarily know what they want, or they're not willing to dedicate today for tomorrow.
Right.
So the understanding that it's going to take, give me 5 years and I'll give you the rest of your life. Give me 5 years doing what most people will never do. I'll give you the rest of your life of being able to do what most people never get a chance to do. And that starts with the understanding that you've got to experience the tough stuff now to create the greatness later. And that equation, some people just don't want to do. And so that desire to get past that. The other is the belief system. And this is what I found in working with now at a coaching level like this for 16, 17 years, is that most people won't walk through the fire, do that tough stuff, because they don't believe heaven's on the other side. That if they knew that if they just walked through the fire today, that there was literally heaven on earth on the other side. If they knew that, everyone would just walk through the fire. But like, why wouldn't you? Of course.
Yeah.
They don't believe it. They hear it, they watch other people experience it, but they don't believe it for themselves, for their status in life, whatever the component is. They just don't believe that it's going to happen for them, that they deserve it, that it's available to them. It's that belief system that keeps them from walking through the fire. And it does take a walk through fire. It's that leap of faith of jumping, not knowing whether the parachute is strapped on or not. And you have to take that leap of faith, and only it's the belief system that no matter where you land, it's going to be heaven, that it's going to give you the abundance, going to give you the rewards, the accolades, the everything that you want on the other side. And they just don't believe. If they did, they would do it.
So belief, commit. You said earlier on, yes. Believe, commit. So if you had to, in terms of becoming a successful entrepreneur or creating wealth, if you had to boil it down to maybe 3, 4, or 5 things, what are the key things? If I said, look, just give me 5, I know you got 10, just give me the top 5 or top 3, what would those things be? Just say, look, A, B, C, D, and E. Look, put action to that.
That's exactly right. So, however, I'm a Maverick, so I go DCBA. Is that okay?
There you go.
So DCBA. You have to decide what you want. Most people never spend the time to decide what they want their life to be. They walk through life with blinders on. They just walk through life in happenstance. They fall into their life and their career and their friends, and everything is by chance. How about you sit down and you decide what you want? Eliminate time, eliminate money, all the constraints that we think within, and say, what if I had all the time and money in the world? What if I actually got to live my passion every day? What would I want? Decide. Write it down in detail. Decide. Then commit, as we already talked about, a level 10 commitment for each one of those items, or just throw them out, eliminate them.
Got it.
So now you're left with a short list of the things. Yes, I want this. If I do nothing else in my life but accomplish these things, I will be completely satisfied with my life. Fantastic. If I die without accomplishing these things, I will be so upset with myself. That's key. That's level 10. So you commit to the things, you decide what you want, commit to them, believe in yourself, believe in your journey, believe you will achieve everything that you want. You will achieve everything on that list. Then you get into action, the action mode, and it's persistent, consistent action every single day. Don't take off weekends. Don't take off holidays. Don't take off, just because on your birthday. Do something moving you towards that dream life that you decided you wanted at a level 10 that you believe you're going to get. Do something to move towards that every single day. Watch what happens.
I see what you just done there. Beautifully done. Paul Finck, the Maverick Millionaire. Decide, commit, believe, and take action every day towards that.
DCBA.
I love it. I think we were on the same track there. I was coming A, B, C, D, and you were coming, hey, you've got to start from decide first of all. And so what I want to say, Paul, for those who want to, go ahead. You was going to say something?
Yeah, and I'll talk about where to get in touch with me as well.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. For those who want to get hold of you, yeah, go ahead.
With all this, and we've talked a lot about broad strokes and these things, they sound really good, and you're like, yeah, but what do I really do? I got to tell you, this is the cornerstone. These are the crux of what you do. So many people are looking for, the perfect website or the perfect funnel or the mechanics on how to make things happen. As an entrepreneur for 36 years, I got to tell you, what I just talked about is the crux of success. You get this, the rest of it is easy. You can find someone to put together a funnel, a website, a copywriter, a sales pitch guy. You can put things together and grab hold of those people, bring them into your team. I teach people how to do all of that and more. The cornerstone is you've got to know who you are, what you want to do, and how you're going to move into the world to get it, to make it happen. That's what I help people get a hold of. And then we fill in the gaps with all the details. My clientele create not only hundreds of thousands and into millions of dollars. That I work with people just getting started to 200, 300, $400 million and more, and everything in between. The key component is you want to build a great life. You want to build great existence. You want to create something amazing in your world. Come hang out. Let's get it done. Lock arms and create the journey, because life isn't an event. It's a journey, step by step, and we make it happen. I'm Paul Finck, the Maverick Millionaire. You're going to be getting in touch with me by going to maverickoffer.com. Maverickoffer.com. And maverickoffer.com gives you two things. One is a huge multimedia book that I put together for you that is on time management. And it's called Maverick Time, and it talks about how to get a hold of time so you make the highest and best use of every second. Second thing is it's going to give you an opportunity to get on my calendar so that you and I can talk turkey, that we can actually get real and talk about your business and how to really double, triple, quadruple your results, create the lifestyle that you really want, and build everything that you're looking to accomplish in your world. So the consult, it's a true consult. It really is with me. It's what my passion is, and what I love to do is to share and help people build up their lives. So it's not a sales pitch. It really is a consult to help you out. So get on my calendar. Let's get some time together and spend some time and create your future.
All right. So you've been listening to Mac Attram here, your host, and Paul Finck, the Millionaire Maverick. If you're looking at improving your life, creating the lifestyle you want, creating a better business, growing as an entrepreneur, creating more wealth, get in touch with Paul and let him help you to do that, because it's hard to achieve a lot of these things on your own. At the Business and Wealth Show, we want to bring you experts that you can tap into, that maybe can help you. Many years ago, when I was struggling and trying to figure out ways to improve my life, improve my businesses, meeting people like Paul, holding me accountable, showing me the way, reading their books, really changed everything. And if you think you know all the answers, guess what? You're going to head downwards. The moment you say, I don't know everything, I need to speak to Paul, you're going to continue learning. So Paul, on that note, I want to say thank you for your time, for your energy, for gracing us with your presence and sharing these golden nuggets with us. Thank you, Paul.
It's my pleasure, Mac. Thank you so much for having me.
You're most welcome. And until our paths cross again, I will speak to you very, very soon. So for those of you who are listening in, what I want to say is make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed already, or follow depending on which channel you're on. Also like, share, and comment. What are some things you learned from this session from Paul? What are some things that stuck out to you? What are some key actions that you're, hey, I need to review this. I need to revise this. I need to improve on this. I want to take action on this. Or simply just get a hold of Paul, let him help you. All right, Mac Attram checking out. Bye now. Thank you, Paul.
Take care now.